happening? Jonathan here. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to my sports channel. If this is your first time, welcome. The Boston Celtics went on the road once again, took care of business, this time in the NBA Finals against a very good Warriors team. They win by a final score of 120 to 108. And, the Celtics, man, they continue to prove resilient. I mean, what they're showing us is that no lead is ever safe when you're playing against the Celtics. And the Celtics, they just kept pouring it on in the fourth quarter. This is a team that has a lot of fight. And they know how to win basketball games. I don't care if they have zero experience coming into these finals. They know how to win basketball games, and I think they demonstrated that quite enough during their incredible run to get to the NBA Finals. It's been an amazing run for the Celtics. A lot of people are surprised by the Celtics. The Celtics continue to surprise us with their ability to win basketball games, and their foundation is built on defense. I think their coach preaches the importance of defense. Udoka has done an amazing job with this squad as well. You got to give him a lot of credit. But for this Celtics team to take down the Warriors the way they did, it's big. It's huge. And, like I said, I called it. I called it during yesterday's show that I did with my good friend Mitch. And I told Mitch, I said, Mitch, I think Boston, if they're going to steal a game in San Francisco, it would be game one. And sure enough, they stole game one. They won game one. I just felt like they were more fresh. They had 3 days rest. They were well rested coming into the series. They had illustrated their true dominance on the road and their resilience. And they have played exceptionally well on other people's home floor. Well, we saw that again last night. The Warriors, I know, coming into the series, boasted a 123 games of finals experience. Their roster boasted 123 games of finals experience. Boston, 0. But where the game took a turn was in the fourth quarter. The Warriors, outscored the Celtics, outscored the Warriors in the fourth quarter. They put up some numbers in the fourth quarter. They went on an offensive explosion. I think they went 40. They outshot the Warriors 40-16 in the fourth quarter. And this was completely unexpected. Because I feel like in the first half, Boston had to, kind of settle in. They had to get a feel for the Warriors. It's a different feel. They haven't, like I said, they haven't met a team that's this evenly matched. I think this is the biggest challenge they have faced thus far in this postseason. Having to play a Warriors team that has the offensive firepower, that has the championship pedigree, and that has the speed. They're a fast and go team. They like to get out on the run. So the Celtics really had a tough assignment coming into this series defensively. And they handled it quite well. They showed us all yesterday that they can beat this Warriors team. I still have the Warriors winning in 7. I think this is a very, very long series. I think the series goes long. But Boston did what they did best. Again, they switched more. They shot better. They shared the ball more effectively, and they pushed the tempo. Particularly in the fourth quarter. Boston battered Golden State by 23 points in 10 minutes. When Horford, you know, joined by four other players, Jason Tatum, you know, although he didn't play really well in the first half. And that's another thing. The Celtics had a 56-54 lead going into halftime, minus Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum didn't play really well in this game. He didn't play well in the first half, but Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, you know, kind of set the tone early in the fourth quarter with his shot making and his ability to attack the basket. And then Marcus Smart, Derek White was huge. Peyton Pritchard was huge as well. And by, you know, those guys had 8 points, I believe, combined in six. They had 8 combined points in 6 minutes. You know, the Williams, Tatum, Brown, White, Pritchard lineup kind of changed the whole scenario of the game. That was a massive a plus 31 swing in a game that the Celtics won by 12. I believe it was the biggest point discrepancy in finals history, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, the damage came in that fourth quarter as the floodgates opened. In that decisive final minutes, final quarter, I should say, of the game, you know. But the Celtics are a reflection of their head coach, who is mentally tough, and this team not once showed a sign of panic. You know, this team is the best defensively. They fought to the very end, you know. And how about Derek White, man? This is a guy who's been inconsistent throughout the playoffs, but he has peaked at the right time. You know, he has found his shooting touch, it seems, at the right time. He scored 21 points on 6 of 11 shooting, including 5 of 8 from 3. You know, with 3 assists and 2 turnovers. You know, he was simply amazing. It was White's 5 3-pointers, along with the 6 triples by Al Horford, who was just completely on fire from beyond the arc, that severely damaged the hopes of the Golden State Warriors. You know, the Celtics were just knocking down too many shots. And like I said, it was the single biggest fourth quarter point discrepancy in NBA Finals history. You know, the Warriors are a great third quarter team. They demonstrated that in the fourth quarter by outscoring the Celtics. They outscored the Celtics, I believe, by 14 in the third quarter. But then again, here comes this massive fourth quarter run by the Celtics. You know, they erupted. You know, guys got going. They started putting the ball in the basket. You know, they started burying shots from the outside. You know, and that just changed the entire game. You know, and the size and the physicality of this Boston team will bother and create a lot of havoc for this Warriors team. The Celtics are a good team on the road. That's why I have predicted them to come away with yesterday's victory, in which they did. You know, so I mean, it was a great game from start to finish. You know, it wasn't a blowout. No one really ran away with it, even though the Warriors did open a nice, comfortable lead. And then they collapsed. And then, you know, the Celtics just never gave up. They kept fighting. You know, they knew the importance of playing a full 48 minutes and making it a ball game. You know, it was just a great game, particularly for the Celtics. You know, but I think the Warriors will bounce back in game two. I don't think they'll let the Celtics take both of those games at home. But the Celtics, I'm pretty sure if you're a Celtics fan right now, you're less worried. You're not. You're actually very confident in your team's ability to pull this out. Again, I just think the Warriors won't let that happen. The Warriors are just a better team. But when you have guys on Boston stepping up and making big plays and scoring the basketball, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. And I think the Celtics defense made it very tough on, Steph Curry and guys who like to knock down the three. You know, it was just one of those nights. And I think a lot of that contribute to their own suffering early in the fourth quarter. Because Steph Curry, he got off to a hot start in the game. He really did. He got off to a hot start. He was responsible for generating a lot of good shots. To Draymond, Otto Porter, Thompson and Jordan Poole. And then the Celtics, man, they just kept coming at him. They wouldn't let up. And in the end, they won the basketball game. So game 2 will be on Sunday. It should be an exciting one. It should be another intense, hard-fought battle to the very end. I do expect the Warriors to make the adjustments. This series is far from over. It is far from being over. This series has a long way to go. We'll be here for a while talking about this series. It's going to be epic along the way. But I'll see you guys later. You guys have a great day. Please subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Share this content. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.